To say there's a crossover for everyone would be stating the obvious, but if you're picky and have high demands, you'll likely steer away from certain brands because there's aspects you don't like about the vehicle they're offering. Mercedes-Benz was likely not the first choice for someone who preferred the driving characteristics of a BMW X3 or a Porsche Macan, and instead, the GLC was desired for its unrivaled luxurious cabin and pleasant ride quality. But the 2023 model brings a new twist to this segment, incorporating a more dynamic on-road demeanor and elevated exterior presence to possibly become a class leader in this segment. So here are 5 reasons why you should buy a 2023 Mercedes Benz GLC. Historically, non-AMG products from Mercedes-Benz have geared solely towards being serene and enjoyable to drive, rather than providing the most engaging experience, which conventionally you'd think makes sense. But even for compact crossovers in the 2020s, to completely lack inspiring driving dynamics is without question a detriment, no matter how good the vehicle is from an overall perspective. If there's one takeaway you'll have from the 2023 model if you're a current GLC owner, is that this crossover now brings the right balance of German performance and ingenuity. While you still have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that now produces 255 horsepower and 295 pound-feet of torque, a retuned 9-speed automatic transmission and a 48-volt mild hybrid system brings much more to the table than what's described on paper. Accelerations are smooth and linear with a decent amount of low and mid-range torque. But with the quick shifting transmission that pairs far better with sport mode than in prior model years, the GLC just feels quicker and far more responsive. Where the mild hybrid system really makes its presence known is with the auto start-stop system, which, believe us when we say, is the smoothest we've ever experienced. When coasting, the engine effectively turns off until you apply pressure to the throttle, helping improve fuel efficiency. Not receiving enough attention is the revised 2nd generation modular rear architecture that underpins the GLC, as the suspension has been stiffened for multiple purposes. For one, the GLC 300 is now more athletic, while you'll have far more confidence heading into sharper corners. But also, since this crossover has an off-road mode, ground clearance has been improved by 2 inches to 7.9, which should be enough to tackle winter road conditions. Despite everyone, including Mercedes-Benz, downplaying the significance of this new generation, the GLC is better equipped to meet the demands of car shoppers today than last year at this time. Within the luxury market, there's manufacturers that are distinct leaders in the tech game, giving consumers an atmosphere and driving environment that's light years ahead of what mainstream brands are offering. Mercedes-Benz is now worth keeping an eye on, especially when you see the futuristic dashboards that can be found in the EQS and EQS SUV. However, for vehicles that find themselves at the more affordable side of the lineup, that's where expectations may be kept to a minimum, as you won't be receiving the very best that car company has to offer. First seen in the C-Class, your eyes will be focused on the all-new 12-inch touchscreen, with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility, with augmented reality and the Burmester sound system being available for higher trims. As with most vehicles in this segment, the buttons you are accustomed to seeing on the dashboard have been removed, centralizing all functions, including the dual-zone climate control and drive mode selector, to the screen itself. Cleaning up the menu design from last generation, this head unit is tablet-like and very responsive, where you can access the seat kinetics to find the ideal seat and steering wheel positioning that's tailored specifically to the height you programmed in the user interface, but you can also customize the ambient lighting, scroll through vehicle settings, and set a destination to the navigation system. While more simplified than the outgoing model, this infotainment system remains in-depth, and it's likely you'll spend a few minutes checking out everything this head unit has to offer for 2023. Maybe a bit undervalued for this new generation GLC is the revised 12-inch digital gauge cluster, which is far more in-depth than before, where you can fully customize the layout and the information that's being displayed to you. Comparing this to Audi's virtual cockpit, Mercedes-Benz has certainly closed the gap, falling right in line with competitors, and in some ways may be leading in this segment when you factor in how futuristic the cabin is for this model year. It has to be stated that for 2023, Mercedes-Benz has not forgotten the formula and blueprint that's led to the GLC becoming their best-selling model, even if there's been a number of changes to this crossover that should appeal to car shoppers who were on the fence in the past. The GLC 300's luxury-first persona centers around the interior quality and driving environment, as soft-touch materials found on the dashboard and door panels heighten the sense of refinement. But the layout itself, where the cockpit is molded around you, adds to the driver-centric interior that's been enhanced for this generation. Playing off its newly acquired sporty attributes thanks to revised suspension, the seating comfort has improved rather noticeably, as bolstering and support will keep you in place as you approach sharp corners on a winding back road. Of course, the AMG line package also brings with it a perforated flat bottom steering wheel, enticing you to have some fun on a weekly commute. While Mercedes clearly emphasized a more well-balanced driving experience for the 2023 model, it still rides comfortably, where you won't be disturbed or moved when cruising over bumps and imperfections in the road. In fact, we believe that the tighter steering and agile handling complements the GLC's on-road demeanor more, providing the engagement necessary to inspire you to get behind the wheel of this crossover for a weekend getaway, while still being relaxing enough where you're not feeling fatigued after driving for 3 or more hours. For the early 2020s, Mercedes-Benz has embraced a new styling for their entire lineup that not only resembles the now full line of EV products, but also propels the brand and its vehicles forward into a new era. The design for this second-generation GLC is mostly influenced by the C-Class, as the headlight and taillight housings do give this crossover a car-like road presence and body lines. Adding to the lower profile appearance and bringing the right balance of color contrast, our model has the Night package, which integrates gloss black accents that outline the grille and front splitter, complementing the AMG body styling that comes with the AMG line package. With the cosmetic restyling modernizing the exterior, there is a sense that the GLC is aerodynamic for this next generation, and rather than just appearing to be elegant and upscale, it now has an aggressive personality that many of its rivals also portray. Then coming around to the back, the changes to the rear fascia aren't going to be quite as noticeable as up front, besides the thinner LED taillights. On less equipped GLCs, the dual exhaust outlets and diffuser will appear to be larger and more pronounced when parked side by side with the 2022 model. And despite maintaining the same roofline and C-pillar architecture, the rear window is marginally bigger to increase visibility. Gloss black accents on this model once again keeps the GLC looking aggressive from this angle. But regardless of whether you equip this crossover with the Night or AMG line packages, the GLC certainly looks more streamlined than before. Out of the 3 large German manufacturers in this segment, Mercedes-Benz was arguably taking a back seat to the BMW X3 and Audi Q5 in certain ways, specifically for the on-road performance, which the X3 has always excelled in, and technologically speaking, where Audi's MMI user interface and digital cockpit might be the best pairing when it pertains to the user experience. 2023, however, propels the GLC to the front of the class in this conversation, as the updates Mercedes-Benz made has transformed this crossover into being a jack-of-all-trades that builds off its premium luxury characteristics and adds dynamic and tech elements that were lacking in the past. While handling isn't as rigid as the BMW X3, the GLC now has the demeanor of a true sports crossover, even for the 300 model. And with a new infotainment system and gauge cluster, It seems as though Mercedes now has the complete package, where they've re-emerged as a legitimate threat to their domestic rivals. We hope you enjoyed this quick buyer's guide for the 2023 Mercedes Benz GLC. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more videos like this one. And if you're interested in buying a GLC or any other luxury crossover, make sure to check out our full reviews to help you find your next vehicle. And thanks for watching.